We are. Hey, everybody. How's everyone doing? We're coming on. We're getting on.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everyone. How's everyone doing tonight?
Did it go?
Yeah, it's just this one's not.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hi again.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening. God bless you. And it's a good day. It's a good evening. It's Friday.
Yes.
It's Friday. Um, we are so used to Wednesdays and all those other days. That, man, this is interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. But we are excited. We are excited. We are excited tonight to be with you all. If you're here, come on in the room with us and spend. We're not going to be long at all, maybe 20 minutes or so, and we're going to be just coming on for the next couple Fridays and just just sharing some nuggets, just putting some things out there, and just giving you guys more knowledge, more knowledge of different things that we've learned and different things that we utilize as we're doing our coaching, and so that's what our goal is tonight. So we are ANew relationship coaching. I'm Rodney.
Hey, I'm Falana.
And so we are excited, man. We are excited just to get on here on another platform, and just be talking about something that is a new. Well, it is a new, but it's not new. But it is something that is very near and dear to both of our hearts. And so this is like our baby. We've been working on this on the side and putting together things. I mean, for the better part of 2 years, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we are at a critical point in this venture, and we're excited just to be, out here and just to be sharing our hearts and just to have you with us. We know you're with us, and we know you're on board, and so we're excited tonight.
Yeah, and so come on in the room. Let us know where you're watching. We're going to be talking tonight about an awesome yet key important topic. And we decided to open up the vault of the nuggets that we have learned. And we call it the locker room.
Yeah.
Because this is the coach's talk. And we're going to be talking about accountability. And this is for you if you are in a relationship already, or looking to be in one, or just coming out of one, whatever your place is, and the role of accountability in relationships.
Yeah.
And right after this intro, we will be back with our talk.
Yes.
So we're back again.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
And so we want to talk about accountability and the role it plays in relationships and the power of accountability.
Yeah.
You know, because let's be honest, when people hear that word,
Oh, man,
it doesn't feel good, right?
It's like
it doesn't
cauliflower.
sound. Well, some people may like cauliflower.
Not that anything's wrong with cauliflower. But you know what I'm saying. It's one of those things that you have to do, but you just don't like the taste of doing it.
Yeah.
You know, you know it's it's important. Just like certain things we have to do physically for our body, we know it's important, and we know it is protection.
Yeah.
It keeps us healthy. You
Yeah.
know, our vegetables, salads, you know, all those different things that we have to take and have to consume that might not taste the tastiest when we consume them, but they are very, very important to our overall health, you know, and so accountability, you know, is one of those things.
Yeah. And so when we talk about accountability, and we're talking about relationships, you know, I'm going to just start right here. It's a safety net, number one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So don't look at it as when people, you know, we talk to, and even where I used to be, people being in my business, you know, like I don't need anyone in my business,
I'm
and
grown.
I'm grown, right? I can do what I need to do,
Mm-hmm.
but accountability is a safety net
Yeah.
for you, especially if you have had some issues, okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with being connected to people who mean you well,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
seeing the people you're around with, the person that you're attracted to, okay. So, you know, my story was, I thought it was intriguing to be attracted to that roughneck kind of dude, you know, that roughneck
Mm-hmm. The
guy.
bad boy.
Yeah, the bad boy. Like, I thought that was, yes, that's the kind of guy I like,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
and realizing that that may seem like that's good, and not realize I was younger and immature or whatever. I had to learn that that may not be the best suited for who I am, and meaning well, you know, the person means well for me. So I had to make sure that as I was, after being married for 17 years, getting a divorce, and I'm back out here in this new age world of dating again, which was nothing like when I was dating before,
Mm-hmm.
having to know all this stuff. I'm going back to, and not even realizing, picking and doing behaviors and engaging and getting connected with people that I grew out of. I'm way out of this. Like, I'm over this kind of mess.
Too
This
big for that.
too big for this, you know. But I could find myself back in this place because I didn't learn, right, that because it may be my preference doesn't mean it suited my purpose. There may be my preference of a type of person or a man or some, you know, it was not good for me. So I had to get out of that.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, I was just thinking, I think often about the word accountability, and one of the definitions for the word is answerable,
Mm,
being answerable. And so, you know, when I think about accountability, it is, you know, trying to avoid being in situations, and particularly when it's critically important when it comes to dating, finding, dating, and meeting people, finding people, because we are so subject to wanna lone ranger it. You
yeah.
know what I mean? We wanna be, and it's so crazy because you can have made 8 mistakes of the same kind
Yeah.
previously, and you're at number 9, and you thinking, I got it this time.
Yeah.
You know what? This time gonna be different.
This
I'm go. You know what I'm
time's
saying?
gonna be different.
But one of the main problems that you had the first 8 times, sometimes we carry in the ninth time, is that you in the ninth time you're all by yourself.
Oh, come
You
on.
haven't talked with anybody. You don't. Nobody knows where you're at. Nobody knows this person. Nobody has met this person, is able to speak into your heart concerning this person. And so we have to be answerable. We have to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to be able to answer to. I'm not going to be in a situation where nobody knows, and I feel like I don't have to answer nobody. We always have to answer to somebody, and that doesn't mean that we are immature or incompetent. It just means that we are mature and that we're wise enough to understand that it's a checks and balance kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing where we allow ourselves to be accountable, and then open that door to people, and then allow them to speak into it, to advise us, to talk to us about it. In particularly, like, I'm big on after you come in contact with that person or you meet the person, and so forth, and it's a personal respect. I want to hear, what's your impression, what's your, and I'm not going to I'm not going to lock myself in emotionally.
So you're big on, you mean when when you were in that situation?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I'm in the situation, I'm going, and even when we were dating,
Yeah.
even when we were dating, and just being accountable, letting people know, when we started dating, I was still, living in Willingboro. I was still fellowshipping and functioning as a leader in my old church. So I had to be accountable to let people know, well, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to be going out and doing this, so and so. I'm going to a concert. She's singing, whatever the case is, and staying answerable so that people know where I'm at, so that I'm covered.
Yeah.
So it's real important, especially when you you start to meet people and so forth and so on. It's very important to have that person, to have that safety net, that accountability partner, where you can say, hey, you know what? Let me share this with you. Let me, because especially if they know you well enough to know your patterns, and they can pick up on the fact that this is another step in the same pattern, and they can say point blank to you, this is the same thing that you seemed like you were in before.
Yeah.
And now you got to answer to that behavior.
Yeah. And I think it's important because it allows you to learn from your past, accountability, and own your mistakes, and so I know for me, accountability really looked like, for me, being able to allow and connect with people that I was allowing myself to be accountable to.
Mm-hmm.
See, because accountability, you have to allow somebody in that space so that they can, and somebody you trust and who's going to be honest and be upfront with you about where you're headed. And this is really important. Like, if you found yourself in a cycle of just being with abusive people, or in emotionally abusive, physically abusive relationships, or even coming out of a divorce, the worst thing to do is to try to isolate yourself.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
And feel like, one, I'm just going to go ahead and do what I need, want to do. I'm going to pick what I want to pick. And that's not to say that, of course you want to find the right person. However, the key is allowing somebody in that space with you so that they can ask you tough questions. They can ask you questions but you have to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
So for me, that looked like I had a team of people around me. Like, and it wasn't like I told everybody everything, but when it came time to say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, or they would just come in and check in on me, or even sometimes they could see somebody I was dating and be like, nah, especially when you're coming off of a marriage, like, you ain't been out. Well, you weren't supposed to be out in the game. You weren't supposed to be knowing what to do. Like, I had no idea what I was, getting myself into. And doing it with children now, and being single and trying to work this dating game again. But it's important that you allow people in who can help you learn from your past, help you identify, and will speak to that. We'll have no problem telling you.
Yeah. It's so important, man. And that's how we grow.
Yeah.
That's how we grow, because those people that we stay accountable to, they take it serious enough to set, when you talk to them about that role, they're going to take it serious enough to really, observe, communicate, talk, and then ask you the hard questions. Ask you what's going on, ask you, like I remember when we first started, getting to know each other. I don't know if we were really dating a quote unquote yet or not, but we wanted to, find a place to be able to, just talk, open up, and share information about it. We said, well, I said and myself, I'm thinking, what's the most high traffic area? And I said, well, let's go to your living room, because the kids are always in and out. They're coming in. It's right, across from it's connected to the kitchen, and it's not too far from the front door. So let's make that a spot to where we our behavior, it was open and accountable and answerable to anybody at any time that walked into the door. And so I thought that was wise, and I thought that was and not only wise for our protection, but also wise to set examples for our children.
And it's wise because, and I'm talking to the females, to my ladies, my sisters, emotional safety, because we can connect with somebody emotionally, and it is our job to not cast our pearls before swine.
Come on.
And to allow the fire to open up in a relationship. And many times it's way before we get physical, right? But, it can be an emotional thing that we connect with somebody. And many times when you're alone and you're just you and them, nobody else knows what's happening, no accountability there, you become emotionally attached. When you become emotionally attached, for a female, that is hard. You might as well say, okay, you got me.
Yep.
Because that's how we're wired. So I had to learn that I had to guard my heart. And this is where some ladies go the opposite way, sisters. I guard my heart so much, I'm just gonna ain't nobody gonna get it. No, right. You guard your heart because you're precious, you're valuable, you're worth much, right? So not anybody should be able to just come in, say anything, have your sole attention and everything, to the point that you get so emotionally connected that when you realize that this person is really not for you, or not in your best interest, or does not have the capacity to hold what you bring, you can beeline out there. But many times we see women who are still in situations despite what we can see on the outside, because their heart is completely connected.
And I think it's a very similar situation with the brothers, with us brothers, is that we need that accountability, because we're prone to be drawn in by the physicality, by what we see, and all of these different things, our eye gates, and all those elements, and we can find ourselves in a mode where here we are isolated, here we are tucked away in some private whatever, and all of a sudden your hormones, your flesh, all these different things start to kick in, and then you feel yourself being drawn. You feel yourself being drawn to the physical part, to the physical, which not to say that you shouldn't have physical attraction, but it can be a tripwire to a bomb if you don't have self-control, because all of a sudden that thing becomes so strong and you don't know how to control it. Now you find yourself being drawn, and either one or two things are going to happen. If it's the right person, they're probably going to tell you, to get lost or to bounce, or whatever the case is, if it's the right person. If it's the wrong person, then they may respond negatively, but you may see it positively, but they may be drawn to you, and they and then they just open the door, open the gates in them before
or if they're both weak,
that's what I'm
just
saying.
Both weak, you know what I mean?
And so if you're not accountable, you're someplace nobody knows and nobody can see and nobody you can answer to, it's very easy for you to find yourself falling into having sex, into having premarital sex.
And this is the thing too. Accountability prepares you for when you do get into a marriage. Because when you are so used to working in isolation by yourself, and you don't allow anybody in, and you're just going at what you think the first thing, how are you going to transition? You got to think, how would you easily transition into an intimate relationship, not just physically, but emotionally, with somebody else, to trust them
Yeah.
and to be accountable to them?
Yeah.
Because then I still take that mind. Many people think once I get married, I'm not going to take some of the mindset that I had when I wasn't married.
Right.
No,
Right.
when you're walking this walk as a single person, you need to be walking it, preparing yourself
Yeah.
that you're going to be completely accountable.
Yep.
There
Yep.
is no hiding in marriage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? There is always being answerable in a marriage.
That's
There's
right.
always being here is what I need. My emotions are just not my emotions. My emotions now affect everything concerning someone else.
Right.
My decisions, every part of me. So accountability really strengthens you as an individual to then now take you to where you want to go in a healthy marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so important, and that's why, that's the lasting benefit as you, one, as
Yes.
you develop it as your own value, your own way of living, even before you become connected,
Yeah.
or dating and or so forth. But when you start to, be dating and liking someone, it's very important that you lay that out as a boundary, that, you know what, I stay accountable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just be out here doing any old thing, and it's just me and you,
Yeah.
and nobody else knows, and nobody else, and I don't have to answer to nobody. And you hear that little voice say, you don't have to tell any, you are grown, you don't have to be telling anybody your business. No, you have to be telling somebody your business. It don't have anything to do with you being grown. We know you're grown, but do you want to be successful? Do you want to be wise? Do you want to have the benefits? And then, like you said, once you go forward, and you decide they're the one. Well, you don't have to. You can trust in situations that they may find themselves at work, or out in the world, or at a store, anything or something like that. You don't ever have to worry, because you know that they're going to be a person of integrity and accountability.
Yeah.
So if they're approached, or if they're alone, or whatever the case is, you don't have to be worried about them. Somebody. You don't ever have to worry about somebody texting you, or somebody calling you saying, "Hey, you know what? I seen your husband, and he was having a long conversation, at the Wawa,
Yeah.
I was just wondering, if you knew what was going on, and so forth and so on." And you can say, you know what? Guess what? There's a
His character. Yeah.
misunderstanding. There is a misunderstanding, because we have an understanding that we are accountable. And if there's situations that are suspect, or that don't seem right, I trust that they are going to get themselves out of a situation where they won't be accountable. Or
Yeah.
where they're alone, or whatever the case is. If it could be on the job, and sometimes people, on the job, man, they'll find a way to approach you, and in a very innocent way, and but before you know it, now they're starting to come in your sphere, in your zone, when there's nobody else around. And once, twice, and three times, and here they are again. So no, that's the situation where no, you don't even let yourself get in that situation, because know what? This is a situation where I'm not accountable. I'm not. There's no answer, because it's you. And here's another thing. And not to get all Bible or scripture, but the Bible says, you know what? The Bible says, listen, don't let your good be evil spoken of.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful, not just, especially brothers, because sometimes we can be just oblivious, to a situation and whatever, or thinking, oh, I still got it, and all that old kind of foolishness. And then you allowing yourself to get lured right into a trap, because you didn't stay accountable. Because nobody knows, if there's somebody that's trying to advance, has been making it, somebody needs to know about that. Definitely your spouse needs to know about it, but somebody else, probably even beyond that, that's in the vicinity of the area, needs to know about that, because no, this is not going to be this is not going to end up looking like a situation that it appears to be, but it's not.
Yeah,
You know.
and like you said, it's a trap. And I just remember, just understanding that the accountability allowed me to be accountable to the fact that, you know, I can trust in my growth. You know what I mean? Like we're talking so much about, maybe the not so feel good side of the accountability, but the feel good side of the accountability piece was being able to have, especially when I decided to go get some therapy, and go get some help, everyone out there. And if you're watching, just let us know you're watching in the comments and stuff. Just that I needed to understand that with the help that I was receiving, I'm moving in the right direction. And that can provide accountability to help you understand you're okay. Just relax in this. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the journey.
Right.
Getting some support. It's okay. Date. Have a, or take your time, relax, and even trust in the part, like, maybe I need to just heal right now. I don't need to be around some.
Right.
But when you start to have that accountability piece, it allows for so many ways for you to have that safe place to walk safely and find safety. You know what I mean? Find someone, because that is a clear sign if somebody is for you, if they are shying away from being accountable.
That's right.
That's right. If they're shying away from being answerable and don't want to tell you that's a sign maybe you're not
character.
How can two walk together if they don't agree? Right. And accountability allows that to happen, because then you can say, okay, well, that's one clear way. If I don't know anything about you, or if you're not being able to, tell me this, or
open,
transparent, then you may not be the one. Now if you're married, you need some coaching,
exactly.
some help, because it's a way you have to navigate this, and you just can't say, you're married now. You're married,
right?
But I have to say, when there's no accountability there, it's one way that can slowly corrode your marriage. It can quickly too, but it can, before you know it, you find yourself, your hearts are separated, your lives are separate, you're living two separate lives, because there's no accountability. So we want to just, to share some, share those nuggets tonight, because we understand we've had to walk this road ourselves. And we are so excited because we are releasing a course coming up August 19th called 4 Ways to Be Sure You Are Ready to Love Again. And in this course, we are helping people who have gone through a divorce, even if you a bad breakup, and you're feeling like, okay, I really need some help. I want to be in a relationship, or I want to be married again, or I just need some steps, some help, some support, a community that gets it, and people who lived it. We are certified coaches, but we also live this thing. So as much as we have gone to make sure that we are helping and we know how to coach, but this is something we had to walk through, and we came on the other side.
Exactly.
And we are great. Like, I mean, I'm not saying great like we're great, like all that. Perfect. I'm saying we're great in the fact that God did a wonderful thing in our life to give us a second opportunity of a healthy marriage. And it's our passion, to help those who are looking for that to
Yeah.
help them. And
Yeah.
so that's what we're going to be doing August 19th.
Mhm.
You could go ahead and check that out. You can go on our website, which is benefactor.solutions, go to a new relationship coaching, go to our Facebook page, a new relationship coaching, Instagram page, find us here. We have postings everywhere about the course. We are looking to fill that up by August 19th is day one. It's 8 weeks worth of over 20 hours of content, live coaching, and you'll also have an opportunity to tell us your situation. What do you want to work on, right? Through the coaching, because it's a group aspect as well, but individually, and in 8 weeks have a goal, and by 8 weeks be pursuing or seeing the result of that goal. So we really want for you guys to spread the word, and we want you guys to share this. Share this.
Like and share.
Like and share
Like
it.
and share. Subscribe to our channels. Follow us. Like I said, we're on just about everything they got out there. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. So definitely, where you see us, follow us, like and share. And great things are, this is really the beginning of an awesome journey. We are going to be doing so many different things that we're not going to get into right now, but there's a whole lot of things that we have planned that are going to be exciting. They're going to be therapeutic. They're going to be, they're going to be fun, and they're going to be cool. So tune in, stay tuned, tune in, follow us, subscribe to our channels, and support us.
Get some accountability.
And get some accountability.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
Yep.
Have a great night.
Have a great evening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.